Hello, everybody. My name is Guillermo Rogel, and I'm the legislative advocate with Front and Centered. I want to take the next few minutes to provide you all with an update on the Healthy Environment for All Act, otherwise known as the HEAL Act. It's been 2 months since Governor Inslee signed this landmark environmental justice legislation into law, and we at Front and Centered want to make sure that we are tracking its implementation, making sure that state agencies are meeting their obligations, but then to make sure that we're also providing community with updates of what state agency work is being done and what kinds of opportunities there are for community members to be directly involved in this environmental justice work. So give me one quick second and I will start the overview. So we at Front and Centered really want to express our gratitude and our appreciation for our member organizations, for our allies, and for our champions who really helped make the HEAL Act a reality this year. We know that this has been multiple years in the making, and we really want to make sure that we are taking time to celebrate. And at the same time that we're celebrating, also using this momentum to push forward on our environmental justice work and work towards a just transition. So we are going to be sending you all some more written updates and summaries of what the HEAL Act actually does. But just as a refresher, these are the state agencies that I am talking about when I'm working with state agencies as they're implementing the HEAL Act. Also, a really quick overview. The HEAL Act created two different entities. One of them was the Environmental Justice Council. This is going to be our community-centered group that is going to provide guidance to agencies on agency obligations so that there's this active consultation with community members who have experience in environmental justice, informing the other group, the interagency work group. This will be staff at agencies who are specifically tasked with the environmental justice work and working on implementing HEAL in their respective departments. So here is where the update begins on implementation for the HEAL Act. State agencies have already posted different positions for environmental justice staff that will be working with the Environmental Justice Council and the interagency work group. Some of those departments include the Attorney General's Office, the Department of Health, the Department of Ecology, and other agencies are going to follow with more postings. Not all agencies that were listed in the previous slides are going to be hiring environmental justice staff. And this is due to some budgeting discrepancies that occurred at the end of the session, which I won't get into. The Department of Health and Department of Ecology will be leading the interagency work group for now. So we are looking to them to get more information on when that work group actually meets and what's on their agenda. So as you get these different job postings from Front and Centered or from state agencies, please share them far and wide. We already know of some community members that have applied for these positions, but we want to make sure that we are expanding that further and giving our community more opportunity to actually get involved on the agency side of environmental justice, if that's what they want to do. There is also the ongoing process of appointing members to the Environmental Justice Council. So the governor's office is already mapping out a process to appoint members, and they already have somewhat of a process laid out because the governor's office appoints different members to boards and commissions across the state throughout the year. And the environmental justice is going to be another one of those spaces that they appoint people to. So be on the lookout for the announcement. That should be coming soon. And please help us recruit community members for this. This is one of the most crucial and important aspects of the HEAL Act. And we want to make sure that there are people who are committed to environmental justice, have that lived experience, and can provide state agencies with really crucial information about what's going on in our communities and how to take the best steps forward to address some of the disparities that exist in our communities today. The interagency work group at the same time is also being formed. And we've heard from state agencies and from the governor's office that they are trying to get the work group and the council to meet maybe by early fall. In the legislation of the HEAL Act, it says that they have to meet by January 2022. So that should happen before winter rolls around. Two big things that we're tracking is the Climate Commitment Act. Right at the very end of negotiations and debate, added a provision that tasked the Environmental Justice Council that I just went over with reviewing and monitoring the implementation of the cap and trade program in Washington state. The concern here is that that is such a big program to monitor and to provide environmental justice analysis on. And it wasn't our intention really for the HEAL Act or for the Environmental Justice Council to take on such a big project, especially as that program is being implemented for the first time and the council is being implemented for the first time. So we will make sure to follow that and inform our community about what's going on. There was also budget requests from state agencies. Not all of the agencies received full funding for what they asked the legislature for. This is largely due in part to the timeline of when the state legislature actually has to pass its budget, and then when the final version of the bill passes. And in that little gap, there can be some changes to the fiscal note. So state agencies have asked us to support them in their ask to the legislature next year for more funding. And we want to make sure that we are advocating for state agencies to have enough resources, but also not really go in and buy into maybe hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars that they're asking for that maybe we don't agree is the full cost. There will be more information to come as we get more information. We have some meetings upcoming with the Attorney General's office, the Department of Commerce, where they will share with us their timeline and where they're at. So please stay tuned in your emails, but also try and check our landing page for the HEAL Act, which is frontandcenter.org/HEAL Act/ for live updates. We will be updating that website with more information on job postings, on when the council will actually be appointed and the process to recommend or apply yourself. So please stay tuned. With that, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or to folks at Front and Centered if you have more questions on the actual implementation of the HEAL Act. And thank you all so much for your work.